Hi, welcome back. Or if you're just joining, my name is Maya, and welcome to my channel, Cranleyplace, where I'm focused on Hermès scarf style, inspiration, and more. Before we get started, let me give a shout out to all the channel members, and special welcome to the knot connoisseurs and elegant insiders. I appreciate your ongoing support. If you haven't seen the membership options, please do check them out. In this video, I'll review a 90 cm silk twill from Hermès' Fall-Winter 2025 season called A Toute Allure by Gianpaolo Pagni. We'll explore the artist's background, the design inspiration, and then take a collector's focused look at some of the available colorways. Let's get started. Let's start with the artistic journey of Gianpaolo Pagni, an Hermès collaborator whose work bridges abstraction, heritage, and modern graphic rhythm. Pagni came to Hermès with a background in illustration and mixed media, and that foundation shaped his early carré designs. Bold silhouettes, layered textures, and a strong sense of construction. From the beginning, his work stood out for its architectural clarity, colors applied almost like cut paper, shapes arranged with the precision of a printmaker. As his relationship with the Maison evolved, Pagni began integrating more overt nods to Hermès' equestrian DNA, yet he never treated the tradition literally. Instead, he distilled classic imagery into simplified forms, riders reduced to geometric modules, horses rendered as rhythmic shapes rather than detailed portraits. His carré Cavaliers en Forme, for example, shows this evolution clearly. It pulls historical equestrian references into the present through his unique lens of graphic play and layered color. Over time, that balance between heritage and abstraction became Pagni's signature language at Hermès. He is one of the few artists who can respect the house's history without reproducing it and inject modernity without severing its roots. His scarves feel contemporary but never disconnected, playful but never whimsical for whimsy's sake. A Toute Allure represents a particularly mature moment in that evolution. The design carries the bold flatness and modular construction that define Pagni's earlier work, but adds something more lyrical, a sense of ceremony, almost of choreography. The horses form a procession that feels both sculptural and alive. Their outlines are simplified, yet their presence is unmistakably regal. Pagni uses repetition not as a pattern, but as a kind of visual tempo, creating a quiet movement across the silk. What makes this evolution meaningful for collectors is the coherence of Pagni's vision. Over the years, he has refined his ability to merge abstraction with the equestrian realm that Hermès holds dear. A Toute Allure sits squarely in that lineage, a design rooted in tradition, but expressed through fresh geometry and contemporary color, shaped by an artist who has grown in step with the Maison. What makes A Toute Allure so compelling is that its inspiration starts perhaps not with an image but a phrase. A toute allure translates to at full speed or in full style, yet it echoes playfully with à toute allure, the friendly French see you later. Pagni uses this linguistic closeness as a creative hinge. The design becomes both a celebration of movement and a gesture of approachability, elegance meeting ease. You can feel that duality in the composition. The horses are arranged in a stately procession, echoing classic equestrian friezes, but their bodies are rendered in Pagni's signature planes of color, modern, graphic, and intentionally simplified. They don't gallop, they stride. It's motion with intention, a visual metaphor for style carried forward. At the same time, the near homophone softens the mood. There's a sense of anticipation, almost like a greeting. These horses are arriving, meeting you, joining your rhythm. Hermès scarves often become daily companions, returned to again and again, and the title hints at that relationship. It's as if the design is saying, see you soon, in full style. Pagni reinforces this idea through rhythm. The repeated silhouettes create a steady tempo, head, harness, flank, and shadow. The eye moves naturally from one horse to the next, mirroring the idea of motion contained within a moment. That balance, Forward energy, held inside a still frame, captures the essence of the wordplay, movement and presence in the same breath. He also draws on his printmaking sensibility. The flat layering, quiet overlaps, and crisp edges give the piece a graphic clarity that translates beautifully when worn. Because the design is built from strong, self-contained shapes, any fold reveals a coherent fragment of the story. A single proud head, a burst of color, a clean line of harness. The scarf never loses its narrative, it only shifts in its emphasis, much like a phrase whose meaning depends on context. In the end, the inspiration behind A Toute Allure lies in this interplay of language and image. It's a design that moves but doesn't rush, that meets the wearer with grace, that turns a subtle pun into a visual philosophy. Motion, style, and arrival, all in one silk carré. Color is where A Toute Allure truly reveals its personality. Pagni's graphic silhouettes behave almost like architectural forms, and each colorway reframes them under a different emotional light: calm, radiant, dramatic, or nostalgic. For collectors, this palette is especially compelling because of the flat planes of color, creating exceptionally distinct moods. Starting with the blanc, orange cuit, and gris. This is the clearest, most luminous interpretation of the design. The white ground reads crisp and gallery-like, giving the horses a sculptural presence. The burnt orange adds warmth without shouting, and the gray keeps the palette refined. In bright light, it looks sun-washed and clean. In low light, the contrast becomes almost graphite-like. This colorway will appeal to collectors who favor visual clarity and versatility, the museum-ready version. Next, let's look at the Créagen Vermillon en Vert. This one is atmospheric and urban. The silvery gray sets a cool, misty stage, while the vermillon punctuates the procession with sharp, almost ceremonial accents. The green softens the intensity, adding a natural counterbalance. The mood is modern and confident, perfect for someone who loves a neutral but wants a flash of bold color. Gris bleuté, saffron, and rose vif. A sophisticated surprise. The blue-gray base feels calm and fog-tinted, but the saffron and bright pink add unexpected vibrancy. Under daylight, the warmer hues glow softly. At night, these will pop dramatically. This colorway suits collectors who enjoy contrasts, the type who gravitate towards unusual contrast. Noir, vieil or, and bleu. This is the dramatic, evening-ready version. The black ground turns the horses into silhouettes of pure graphic power, while the aged gold and blue lend it a ceremonial richness. It feels formal, almost regal, and pairs beautifully with structured outerwear. This is the colorway with the strongest visual impact and likely strong resale appeal. Crème vert chocolat. Soft, earthy, and elegant. The cream background gives the composition a warm, vintage sensibility, while the green and chocolate evoke equestrian leatherwork and classic Hermès saddlery. It is understated, tactile, and quietly luxurious. Ideal for collectors who love traditional neutrals elevated through modern composition. Rose poudre, jaune abricot. The most playful and luminous palette. The powder pink creates a tender base, while the yellow and apricot add a joyful, sunlit energy. It feels fresh, youthful, and almost nostalgic. This will appeal to collectors who gravitate towards spring-like palettes or who view scarves as mood-lifting accessories. The Noir, Vieil Or, Bleu, and Blanc Orange and Gris are likely to be the most collectible long-term, in my opinion. The first for its dramatic contrast and evening versatility, and the second for its clarity, wearability, and timeless Hermès brightness. Together, the colorways show how Hermès uses color not just to decorate a design, but to tell distinct stories within a single artistic framework. My personal favorites, the Noir, Vieil Or, Bleu, or the crème vert chocolat. Let me know in the comments which ones catch your eye. So there you have it, a bit about the artist, design inspiration, and collector's insights for this design from Hermès' Fall/Winter 2025 collection. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments. In future episodes, I'll share other scarf reviews, inspiration, and more, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of new videos. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time.